Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord and Jake Gordon. The MLB All-Star Weekend break, whatever you want to call it, it's not the weekend, but the break is taking place right now. The Home Run Derby was last night. I think one of the most I'm tired. I think all MLB teams, and this isn't exactly what I wanted to lead off the show with, I think all professional leagues should just not have an All-Star game. Like, name your All-Stars, name your Pro Bowl. I think the MLB All-Star Weekend is a little more fun if you're in person, which is why I was mad Atlanta's got robbed. But the Home Run Derby, like, it just doesn't really interest me. Like, from a TV perspective, like, I don't really have that much interest in watching the All-Star game tomorrow. A bunch of the pitchers sit out, which I understand. Like, they get nothing really out of winning. Like, it's just like for the players, for the people there, I like that one. But the Pro Bowl, I mean, come on. And
none of them want to be there.
NBA All-Star game. I mean,
that's not true. That's not true at all.
The slam
That's
dunk
not true at all. They're all friends. They like hanging out with each other. That's not.
I do, yeah, but they can all hang out and go have a party. Like, go have a party. Like, you're the All-Star team.
They would have a week off. They could go do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they don't need to be like playing a dodgeball tournament.
Yeah, sure. Austin Riley doesn't want to be there, and he'd love to be in Mississippi. But you're kidding yourself if Ronald.
No. I'm talking about the NFL and the NBA. They do not want to be there.
I think the NBA loves it. I mean, if it was in Atlanta, they love it. Like, they love any opportunity to hit a club. I mean, come on. This is crazy. They're friends. Like, if we all had an excuse to get together, we would love it.
I think you could just have the event without making them, like, play a game.
Yeah, sure.
And stuff like that. I mean, the slam dunk contest was cool. I feel like when we were younger. Now it's like, who is in the slam dunk contest? Like, it's
G League guys.
Mac McClung won it.
Like some backup player. Like,
they should be embarrassed that Mac McClung won it. Like, that's embarrassing.
Mac McClung was sick. See his high school mixtape. That was an all-time.
Yeah, like, that's the best thing he's got going. All right. So what happened during the All-Star break that was interesting, or the first day, was that Shohei Ohtani made it very clear that he said this on several times, that he's basically frustrated with the Angels losing. He says the frustration grows stronger by year because it's just like losing and losing and losing. And listen, the guy's having an historic year, and he's had like 3 straight historic years, and they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Now, I don't think the Angels are going to sell him. Even if they do, I don't think a team like the Braves don't have the prospects to go get him. But he's likely to become a free agent and the most sought-after free agent in the history of baseball at season's end. And if what he wants to play for, and we talked about this before, the Braves are the team that can offer the best chance to win for the longest period. He will be competing for championships, and he will win multiple World Series. There's almost no doubt that will happen. I'm not saying it's likely. I still think the Dodgers should be the front runner because they can offer something similar and a bigger contract, and they've been positioning themselves, and they're in LA. But I do think he's going to take less money to join a winning team. I do think that will happen.
I mean, nobody's better set up to compete for World Series than the Braves. Even though the Dodgers have an incredible farm system, they're, one of the best ran organizations in baseball, probably right behind the Braves, right there with the A's and Astros. Nobody's better set up in terms of young talent, elite young talent locked up for the next decade or so, through the next decade. It's the Braves. I mean, it's not the West Coast. The Braves can't offer them the most money. There's a ton of things working against the Braves, but that one thing about competitiveness, the Braves have over everybody. Every team in baseball, nobody is better set up to compete for World Series after World Series after World Series than the Braves. And if that's what Ohtani wants, then come on down. I mean,
I don't think money is going to be an issue, like, at all. Actually, I keep hearing that. I don't think money is going to be a factor at all. Like, I think he's going to want, but I think the Braves will pony it up. Is what I'm saying.
I think the Braves have plenty of money to go after him. I think the Braves have plenty of money to go after him. I think the Braves could offer him 10 for $500. I think they will offer him 10 for $500. I'll even go into that. I don't think this, like I said on multiple occasions, there's this myth that the Braves won't spend. The Braves are about value. This is the most valuable player in baseball right now. He's the most valuable player in baseball. And if you can get him for less than 600, 700, which is what some other team like the Mets will probably offer him, now you're getting value out of that. And he doesn't want to go play for the Mets. Now, I do wonder if the aspect is, let's say the Braves win the World Series this year. Like, is there an aspect of, like, do I want to create that superstar, that super team? Like, or does he want to win? Like, he wants a winner, but not that big of a winner. Because now you're talking about a team that
KD-esque. KD joining the Warriors.
It's almost like, I know the Braves isn't basketball, and just because you have 3 or 4 of the best players doesn't mean you're going to win. I mean, look at the Padres. But if they win 2 World Series in the last 3 years, there's definitely got to be some like, maybe I go to the Dodgers. Like, they've only won a Mickey Mouse title. They haven't really won a World Series since 1986. That's scumbag organization over there in Los Angeles. Listen, if you could do anything to convince Ohtani also to not join the Dodgers, like, you're talking about taking out your biggest threat in the National League too.
Yeah, I want to talk about a few things that we didn't address. The Angels would be fools. I know, pride. It's probably smart to try and make a playoff push, make the postseason. They're not going to compete in the postseason. To maybe, be like, hey man, we've been here with you. We're trending in the right direction. But for me, from a unbiased standpoint, the Angels should sell. He's not coming back to the Angels. I could think of 2 or 3 other teams ahead, maybe even 4 teams ahead of the Angels in the running for Shohei Ohtani in free agency. They need to, look at this in ones and zeros and not, with any emotion, and just sell. I mean, they're not going to do it. And I know, there's plenty of reasons not to. You want to, put your best foot forward, yada, yada, yada. They should sell. They should trade him, and they should get back what they can, because he's going to walk for nothing. And he's obviously, longevity-wise, he's not the best player of all time. But in terms of peak, like his peak performance right now, we've never seen somebody perform this well in baseball. He could net a haul of prospects, a haul. I don't know why they wouldn't sell. I mean, I get it, but in my head, you just trade them every day of the week. They're not going to re-sign them. They have no chance. No chance.
Yeah, but you can't trade him, because that's how you lose legitimately your whole fan base. Like, I if I was an Angels fan, I would probably never watch the team ever again.
What fan base?
They do all right.
Listen, I don't think they're going to trade him. I think they're just going to try to make a push for the playoffs, and maybe they win around. Maybe they win their wild card series. I think they're going to try to push all their prospects in and go all in to try to keep them, and that's what I would do. I don't think it's the smartest thing. I definitely don't think he is coming back, because I don't think the Angels are close to competing. I think they're going to miss the playoffs, but that's not how they can look at it. And I think Jake's right. You lose your entire fan base. You lose all.
You want to know how you get fans is you win. And they're not winning right now the way they're going. So yes, you have to have some sort of realization with yourself. If you take a couple steps back, organizations have done it before, where they take a couple steps back to take a couple steps forward. And I feel like this is the easiest way to do that.
I also don't know how much Shohei Ohtani fetches in a trade, because the reality of the situation is, unless you're the Dodgers, unless you're maybe the Giants, like a team that's good and could really use them and could compete with them and automatically convince them to stay, how interested are you to trade for Ohtani? Like, that completely takes the Braves off of them. I don't think the Yankees are going to go out there not knowing if he's gonna re-sign with them and trade for him. The Mets aren't going to do it. Like, so you only got a few teams that are really going to bid for him, and he only has a half a season of guaranteed play. So yes, he would.
Something is better than nothing.
Yes, but the opportunity, even if it's 10%, 15% to convince him to stay, which I think it's more maybe about 2025, that is bigger than anything that you're going to get in a prospect haul. And I think that's just a gamble you have to take if you're the Angels. I just think that's a gamble you have to take. I think this is going to be the biggest storyline in baseball that we've seen these next few weeks leading up to the trade deadline. If he reaches
going to get a
agency,
$600 million contract.
I mean, this is going to be the talk of everyone. And I think you're going to have legitimately 20 teams trying to go after him, because if you have any money, I don't know who else is worth a mega contract, because people are willing to give Juan Soto $500 million. Like, this guy's on another planet.
Yeah.
If you're my GM and you don't have a meeting with this guy, you don't get a meeting, I might fire you. Actually, you at least have.
I think the biggest thing for me, and for what clubs like the Braves specifically, value in this, is not his on the field. Obviously, we know what he is on the field. He's a unicorn. Every best player conversation should just exclude him. He's an alien, yada, yada, yada. It's the off the field. It's the merchandise. It's the ticket sales. It's all of the other things that are going to kind of pay for itself. Ohtani's contract is going to be a behemoth. but it'll pay for itself. You don't think, all right, Truist Park, let's just say in a different universe, the Braves get them. Those ticket prices are going to be insane. There will be record after record after record broken if Ohtani comes to the Braves. And same with the Dodgers and same with the Mets. Wherever Ohtani goes, it's going to be a ripple effect. It's not just the on the field success. It's going to be everything in the organization. They're going to be printing money. Did you guys see that they were selling, I think, at a Cubs Ohtani jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
they have Ohtani jerseys on almost everything. Yeah, but that's another thing that I kind of wonder about the Braves. Like, the Braves already have all that success. Like, you can't more than sell out your stadium.
Yes, you can, because you just raise ticket prices.
Yeah, I
you
know,
can
but
make
like,
more money.
Yeah, how much? I don't know.
A lot.
Coming up after the break, we're going to talk more Braves.